uncle's cat. I bought myself something. This was 260 Canadian dollars. It's down to -18, so -10 should be fine. It's Unisex Pertex filling. It's not down. And I got this so I can winter camp. And the theory being that inside it I can put another sleeping bag if I need to. It comes with a bag, which I'm presuming is actually for shoes, if you need to sleep with your shoes in it. Oh, it's hot. And it has an extra layer for the shoulders, which is great. And you zip yourself up. Goodbye, Wolfie. Goodbye, Wolfie. And having done that, you can then also cinch it. And I can tell you at 22 centigrade, this is very hot. But the length is fine. It's a little tight on the sides for me because I'm a little fat, but that's okay. And you'd probably be wearing a hat and clothing in winter camping, and it's quite comfortable. So with the inner lining I already have, plus the other sleeping bag if I need it, I have this. The only negative with it, it's reasonably heavy and it's actually quite bulky. So it will be interesting to see how camping goes. Now these usually you can open them on the inside. You can with this as well. And you can uncinch it. And there you have it. This was my last winter camping purchase.
A sleeping bag can make or break a camping trip. They come in all shapes and sizes, as well as different insulation types and weights. This guide will help you choose the right sleeping bag for a great night's sleep in the outdoors. Sleeping bags are rated by temperature and categorized by season. The temperature rating describes the lowest intended temperature at which the sleeping bag can keep the average person warm. The rating assumes you will be using a sleeping pad for insulation and wearing long underwear. The rating system offers a guideline, but many factors can have an impact on warmth, including hydration, fatigue, wind, and damp, as well as how much you've eaten. The seasonal categories are summer, which includes bags rated from 0 degrees centigrade and up, 3 season, which covers bags intended for spring, summer, and fall, rated from -15 to -1 degree, and winter, which includes bags rated for -15 degrees and below. We recommend choosing a sleeping bag rated for a few degrees colder than the lowest temperature you plan to camp in. Sleeping bags are available in rectangular, barrel, and mummy shapes. Some are designed to give you lots of room to sprawl out, while others fit close to the body. Less airspace means your sleeping bag will warm up faster. Shaped like your bed at home, rectangular sleeping bags are best suited to front country camping in the summer months. They are inexpensive, roomy, and can be unzipped to use like a blanket. They are less ideal for backcountry and winter camping because they are too bulky to pack and less thermally efficient than other shapes. Barrel-shaped sleeping bags are moderately priced bags that are lighter and more compact than rectangular bags, with a closer fit that balances better thermal efficiency while providing a moderate amount of room to move around. Barrel-shaped bags will meet the needs of most people camping through the spring, summer, and fall, but are not the best option for backcountry or very cold conditions, as there are more packable and heat-efficient options available. If you need the lightest, most packable, most heat-efficient bag, then a mummy bag is for you. The snug, close fit, and hood provide maximum warmth and are great options for the backcountry, 3-season, and winter camping. Mummy sleeping bags are typically more expensive, and the fit can be too claustrophobic for some. Most sleeping bags come in different lengths. It's best to choose a size that goes an inch or two above your height. Going too small may result in pushing against the hood and footbox, which squishes the insulation and creates cold spots. Going too large means you have unused space that your body needs to heat up. Other considerations for fit include women-specific sleeping bags that provide narrower shoulders, wider hips, and extra insulation around the torso and feet. Double bags are designed to accommodate 2 people and are available in both rectangular cut styles for car camping and ultralight mummy cut options for backpackers. Many features available in adult sleeping bags are also available in kid sizes. from basic entry-level rectangular bags to scaled-down mummy bags with down insulation. There are two main types of insulation: down, which is made from goose or duck feathers, and synthetic, which is made from polyester. Down is lighter, more compressible, and stays fluffy longer. It is also more expensive, loses warmth when wet, and requires more care and specialized washing. A down sleeping bag is great for backpacking and will last you a long time if you take care of it. It's not your best option if you know your sleeping bag is often going to get wet. Synthetic insulation maintains warmth when wet, is easy to care for, and is more affordable. It is also heavier, less compressible, and loses its fluffiness sooner. A synthetic sleeping bag works well for front country camping, or if you know your bag is going to be getting wet. Just know it won't last as long and is going to take up a lot of space if you need to take it backpacking. There are tons of features you might want to consider when choosing a sleeping bag. A hood is essential for staying warm on cold nights. Most 3-season and backcountry options will have hoods that cinch in to seal the heat. A draft collar can be found on cold weather bags and provides an insulated piece around the head and neck that prevents warm air from escaping. A draft tube runs along the inside of the sleeping bag zipper to keep drafts out and warm air in. A pillow pocket provides a space to secure a pillow or stuff an insulated layer for providing comfort that won't shift in the night. Sleeping pad straps secure your sleeping pad so you don't roll off. Sleeping pad sleeves provide a pocket for a sleeping pad and often come as systems. These systems may forego insulation on the underside of the sleeping bag to keep weight down and are aimed at ultralight backpackers. Expandable panels provide the ability to customize your fit or expand your bag when you want more space. If you want to create a large blanket, then some sleeping bags can be zipped together. This works best with bags of matching brands. If you like to sleep on your side, there are mummy bags cut for maximum comfort while lying sideways. Thermogills offer a simple, convenient way to vent heat without letting cold air in. Once you've chosen a sleeping bag, there are a few items worth considering as part of your sleep system. Sleeping pads provide cushioning and insulation, and the temperature rating on your sleeping bag assumes you are using one. A camp pillow makes for a comfy sleep and helps prevent getting a sore neck. You can get lightweight air pillows, cushy foam, or down-filled options. A compression stuff sack is great for minimizing the size of your sleeping bag so it can fit inside a pack. When you're done camping, it's best to store the sleeping bag in a larger storage sack so it doesn't become too compressed over time. A sleeping bag liner provides a couple of degrees of extra warmth, wicks moisture, and keeps your sleeping bag clean. On hot nights, you can sleep in the liner by itself. We hope that helps you choose a sleeping bag that's going to give you a great night's rest on your next adventure. Go to MEC.ca to see our full selection or visit your local MEC store to speak to one of our experts.
Well, I was at it. I also got one each for Kitty and one for me. This is the Osprey hydraulic system. There is slightly better systems going. The reason I did pick this one was simply put, I really like the fact that you can fill it up in small streams quite easily because of the hard back plate. A little heavy, but not too heavy. And I was quite pleased. I mean, after one of these for a while, you could claim this has been a hole in my preps. It has been. I usually carry about 3 litres of water anyway, but if I know that I'm going to go out for a day or 2 days or 3 days, it would be absolutely a useful thing to have this filled up. Now, for an extended bug out, if I had to go for 10 days or 7 days or 12 days from here to the Shire, I would actually use the Lifestraw Mission 12. And I would actually drink from that because it is in fact one of these, but a huge one with a system on the bottom for pouring water out, and you can actually suck the water out of it. And there's all sorts of ways of doing that. You can also use tablets with bottles. You can also use bottles like this. So for most of my bugging out, I would use an empty bottle and use water purification tablets. But this will be good for when we're hiking. This will be good for when we're going camping. This will be good for a whole different series of things. So I did look it up, and for the first 2 to 5 fillings, the water's going to taste horrific. So that's true for any of them. So before I'm using, I'm going to flush and use, flush and use, flush and use. One of the interesting things with this is actually designed for the Osprey backpacking system. So this would go in your backpack, and this would go through a specially designed hole and come around. And you have a magnet on here to stick it, so you're not going to lose the thing. And then you can just reach down and drink, or lift it off and drink. So the magnet's pretty strong, and I'm not altogether sure What I'm going to do with this, I think the obvious thing is to have a small blade attached to the outside of the shoulder strap, whichever pack we're using, and affix it to that. I'm not planning to get the Osprey backpacking system, but I am quite happy with this, and I'm not that bothered by it being heavy at the end. I do quite like the carrying handle. You can put some rope through these two blue attachments and actually have it as a carry, so you can carry it. So I was quite pleased with that, and overall I do like it. They say it's actually hard to clean. I don't think any of these are hard to clean that I've ever had in the past, and remember that I had them 20 years ago. Basically you just fill it full of bleach and let it sit, and that's how you clean it, and then flush and flush and flush. So I'm not really convinced it's hard to clean. You can also put in like a brush very easily into this to scrape it off if you need to, but you really shouldn't be leaving the water in these. When you finish with these products, what you need to do every time is literally, and this hasn't got a connection for it, but put it over a stick outside in the sunlight and let it dry. A couple of neat design features. I like them. I like this is connected. I like the way this seals. I think this is great. When you want to detach this, you just press that and it detaches, so you can actually treat this differently or change this or buy a new one, and it just clicks straight in. Really nice. It is a bite valve. So a couple of things. When we used to use these and we would put them on for a 3-hour plus run, what we would do is we would fill it with cold water and even ice and put them in the fridge or even the freezer, and then put them in the backpack on extremely hot days. So then you'd always have, pretty much for the whole 3 or 4 hours, cold water. And one of the essential things to do with this is once you drank it on a hot day, bite it and blow the water back into the reservoir, because this will heat up quite remarkably over time. That's it for me. I just thought I'd like to look at a couple of toys I got. One specifically for the summer and one specifically for the winter. And we're getting close to leaving, about 5 weeks now, and we'll be up there, and after a few weeks I hopefully will be going winter camping, fall camping and then winter camping, so I'm going to have to use all of this stuff. The backpack that I have is huge for this and quite heavy. Hello everybody, Huples Cat. So I was making up my bug out back using all the videos online, and a couple of things wrong with it. First off, I couldn't put my toolkit in. Second off, my cordage and my fire started. And I don't have any food. So I think basically, as a design for a bug out bag, this is kind of, it needs to be rethought. Anyway, that's Huples Cat. Au revoir, pray for me. I'm not really sure how that's going to work, especially when there's deep snow. I'm probably going to use a sled system, just a cheap sled system. You don't need to spend a ton of money on expensive bug out sleds, despite what you may have seen online. And I'll probably use that and just have a harness system around my waist, which I'll convert from a dog one, to pull the sled along. I'm going to learn the tricks and trades of bug out camping in the wilderness in 4 seasons, mostly because I enjoy it. I think if I was doing this purely in case I had to bug out from Toronto and hide in a forest, I'm not sure I'd be really that into it. But I actually really like camping. I've really kind of got used a couple of years ago to sleeping on my own in the wilderness, and I'm really looking forward to the solitude and peace. But you've got to be warm and you've got to be hydrated, or well, else you could die. Toodles. This has been a Wolfie Terrier 2021 production.